Hello, everyone. At the time of recording this key was a rank 1 for Argul's Rise. We'll show you how we did it and what we did differently. And it was kind of a nail biter at the end, but these are talents I'm running. You could take this instead because the last boss in here does chunk a lot. But I didn't really change the talents. I should have probably taken a point out of this and put it there instead just for the last boss. There usually is an LOS spot in Classic for this boss fight. But there's no LOS spot now in Ascension, because it just goes through the wall. So we pull up to the first boss, the Sever guy. He has a massive cleave, so I'm not really risking moving him, but I do pull extra mobs into him and pop Banner and Arena just to CC the ads and try to get more hammer procs as well for single target damage. I'm trying to keep up my RAM on the main boss, keep it up main stacks. I do pop a shield potion. It's like 2,000 armor, which is what we need as well. That's pretty much the first boss. So it's just he chunked me a lot more on 22 because we tried it 22, but Captain Midwinter's at like 20k health left, hit me for 8k crushing blow into like a 2k, no, into like a 4k cleave or whatever, and then I just died. We could have probably done this on a 22 if I didn't die on Captain Midwinter's, but we needed more single target because we've got 2 AoEers and a Crusader. The Crusader is good single target, but the issue we had is we just needed only one AoE being the Accursed. But that's pretty much a boss fight. We run to the second boss, and then I'm just pulling these. Trying to get hit in the back as well. I have did a few reviews of people doing keys on the stream that do randomly get hit in the back from not like walking sideways that you see me doing now. But I kill these here just to avoid accidentally pulling the next boss as well. And then we pull this all here. If the boss doesn't get, if you pull Commander Springvale, all you do is run out here and it resets there, which is really good. So if you ever feel like you're gonna get fucked up from it, just move out. But as you can see, we don't need more AoE. I was doing this with like 2 ghillies and 2 pugs. So it was the most optimal comp, but I don't really think we cared that much about having a comp. This next boss, Odo, is not really a scary boss. But you can pull the Midwinters because it does roam up here, so you need to make sure your group is not standing on that side there, like here. Because we were doing a 16 before and he pulled it there, which is really bad. Because Captain Midwinters hits harder than every melee boss I've ever been hit by. Because I'm usually just blocking everything, right? And then pretty much just keep your physical damage banner down. It's physical crit damage. I need to keep moving forward. I am popping a stone armor potion every boss fight where I'm getting chunked. Just to make sure I have that bit more armor. Because you want, like, I think the limit is 75% DR. No, 75% physical damage reduction by armor. And I've got, like, all buffs together, like 100 and something percent CTC, which is, like, all the defense added together as well. In this key, I do let RAM fall off at times, which is bad. So I definitely wouldn't recommend that. But as you can see here, I pull with a banner to pull it back. Then I move to the wall. I do put my boon here. Because on the 22, this guy killed me. Out of nowhere, the damage were fine until the very end. And then I just died. If you're playing with an Accursed, it is best to have Cleave. So the Accursed can keep up his main form, so you can just funnel the boss with damage. But in this one, we didn't really have any, like, Cleave. I could have told the Tinker to grab more. But we didn't really want to risk me potentially taking more damage from Captain Midwinter's because he just hurts a lot. Compared to any other boss, which I don't understand why. But as we go in to the next boss, it's smooth sorry for the misspeaks. It's smooth sailing until the last part, and I'll show you why this key is usually not done like a high setting. There's a player called Shanax who's like a Sun Cleric who's done lower on 28. The guy's a demon. It's generally really, really good. But no one's done a plus 17 on Argul's Rise until today, me and the boys. Well, yesterday. But if you had a more optimal comp, we would have done this a lot faster. But here, I'm pulling the big pack here like you usually do in Classic, where you just pull the top part. So I'll pull that one. They're all coming down. I've got my massive damage coming soon. So I put my offensive cooldown. I use my AoE taunt when I get closer. And as you can see, I'm not really losing health. Zombie just get aggro for a second while they're running me, but they're not really, dealing that much damage to me, even though they are getting rage by the pack tactics or whatever it's called. When a mob dies, the other mob around it gains damage increase and whatnot. But as you can see, since we've got Glorious Arena, it just stuns everything, which is like low-key broken. And since I'm a high block tank as well, I'm just fine. And then we run forward. We do get the boon at the side. So we've had 2 boons in total now. And then we run to the next boss. Some people forget about the ads he spawn after, and you potentially could kill someone. So you need to be careful with it after. But the boss is just generic tank and spank. It doesn't really hurt, in my opinion. So I'm just gonna skip through like the pointless stuff. There's no point really looking at it because it's just a normal fight. You pop defensives, pop cooldowns if you need them, and whatnot. We do save the boon for the last boss. This is where it gets spicy, right? The next boss, Wolf Master Nandos, is pretty good because we have an accursed, and this boss just keeps spawning more and more and more. So I do pop counter stance here just to make sure. I don't need it though because my Tinker is keeping me up, but I pop it just as a reassurance to help out, just in case if I do get smacked a bit harder than I should do, and it does parry the next 5 attacks, which is again a bit of defensiveness as well. But as you can see, the bosses keep spawning more, the accurses keeps blasting more and more and more. This boss is just your generic tank and spang. We do actually pull the ones further down. I tell the Tinker to go pull. The Venomancer pulls 1. I don't know why. Because the reason why you want a Tinker to pull, because he has nanobots, which transfers all the threat to you. As you can see here, the Tinker grabs me the other 2. And I'm not really I'm not really scared of dying here because it's just a block. I'm just blocking everything. I said that on Captain Midwinter, then he killed me, but we don't speak about that, surely. So pretty much for Guardian, keep down your physical banner if you've already got threat and everything. Keep your arena down for the extra ad spawning. Use your hammers off cooldown and keep Ram 5 stacks. As you can see, my Ram fell off, which was a missed out play because it's a massive misplay. Plus, we lose damage on Dracula Jugs and Dawnvi. And now we get to the last boss. We've got 15 minutes left the last boss. I swapped my gear around to have more shadow resistance. I do have the legendary necklace as well from Molten Core, which does give me more resistance as well. As you can see, we were trying to get the pet set up. But for some reason, the pet's a bit trolly. But we have 14 minutes going into the fight. We leave the boon for later, just in case something happens. But basically, what we do is we have to stand on me together, because if not, we lose pack tactics. So it goes from hitting me for you just saw this, most of my health. If we were separated, we would get hit even more. But I skip forward a little bit and look at this. I was generally terrified because the Crusader wasn't using his sleep on cooldown away from us. Which I'll skip to the part where you saw, which you'll see soon. Look, the boss is going smoothly. It's almost dead. One thing I do want to say as well, I am throwing the spell reduction banner. So it reduces the cast speed of Argul by 20%. just to make sure his cast speed's a lot slower, so the healer can heal me. Well, not panic, but healing me as much. And then we get to like 30%, 40%, and now we slept. The Crusader sleeps as good against mind controls, and he didn't use his CC beforehand. Like, generic tip for if you have any form of CC, this is like a WoW rule. If you have CC and you're getting mind controlled, you have to use it on cooldown away from the group. Because look, we go from having 8 minutes left of the key to wiping because the healer can't heal me because we just slept. And we summon the guy back. We summon Rock back. We grab the boon now. This is why we save the boon, just in case this happens. Because the guys are random, right? Which happens end of the day. If we had a coordinated group, it would have been a lot better. But it's a random end of the day, so I'm not. Well, I almost lost my cool doing this key. But, you know, that happens, right? Thing is, as well, the only defense that helped me here is shield wall. Because nothing else really happened. Nothing else really matters. I cannot spell reflect this ability. We should be kicking Curse of Argul, but we have only one kick and it's me. The Templar can kick every 2 minutes, so it's like really shitty in my opinion. But as you can see, we do the exact same thing. And it turned to a nail biter at the end, generally. There's probably more efficient ways to do this if you can like jump around faster in between casts. But you have to stay with your healer as well. Just because of how much he hits. This was like the method we thought worked best. But as you can see here, we did get slept. But luckily we all got out of it. Like, I did get a bit pissed off at him. I just say fuck you to him because like end of the day, he is potentially trolling the key, right? We will go from having 8 minutes left to 54 seconds left. We timed it. 54 seconds left, and we got like 7 caches. That's like the rank 1 key for upper Shadowfang. But yeah, if you need any help with anything or log reviews on Ascension, not log reviews, but like VOD reviews, I stream daily at Twitch. Yeah, come check me out at Big Cheese Games. It was a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.